Hey guys, welcome to our collective reading. I wanted to get some guidance for the collective for all of you guys. So let's get into it. Let's see what cards we're going to pull from Spirit, what messages we need to have. I feel like there's something some of you guys are choosing to remove your energy from, like choosing to leave behind, choosing that you're not going to be engaged in this anymore. You're not going to give your energy away to whatever this is. Maybe you're choosing to put some boundaries up. With the Justice card, this could have to do with like karma or someone treating you badly, or just, I feel like there's also this energy around you not being appreciated or people taking you for granted, people thinking that you're going to stick around and always be there. And I feel like there's a part of you that needed to draw some kind of a line in the sand, not just for them, but for yourself. Like I'm hearing it also meant something to you to put your foot down and to be like, no, I'm not doing this anymore. There was a part of you that almost needed that like physical reinforcement of leaving this behind. It's kind of like how, you can think or conceptualize about working out or doing an exercise, but the actual physical reality of doing that does something else physically. Like it gives you endorphins, you get some feel good chemicals. And I feel like there was something about you that, like, I don't know, you couldn't stay in this situation because it's almost like you were starting to doubt yourself and you needed to put this boundary up. And Spirit is proud of you for doing that, because boundaries was a hard thing for some of you guys. Maybe some of you guys are still in this and you're still having someone around where you are feeling afraid to put up those boundaries. I also feel like some of you guys have an energy where you sometimes really question yourself when you need to put a boundary up or when you have to be mean, like you hate that and you tend to overgive. Like, it's funny the King of Wands came out reversed, because the King of Wands are a card of conflict. So the wands are like, people think it's a magic wand, but actually in the tarot, the wands are used in battle. So they're kind of like a wand, like a stick that you fight someone with, and there's fighting happening throughout the wands deck. So the King of Wands has mastered that. He's probably a great fighter. He's probably great at fighting, putting up those boundaries. He's connected with fire. Of course, we know fire signs have no problem with conflict. So I feel like the message for you with that being reversed is sometimes some of you guys, maybe you're still in this, or this was a past energy, but you almost hated telling someone no, or you would overgive, or you would feel bad or guilty if you weren't able to be so nice to someone. If you had to kind of like tell them no or put your foot down or extricate yourself from a situation, you may feel really guilty about that. You may start questioning yourself. You may start feeling like, maybe I'm horrible. And I feel like that was a hard thing for you to master. And this is why I said I think it's actually really powerful if you have left this behind or if you have put up boundaries. And what I'm seeing, this is so powerful. Spirit just showed me someone rewriting a script. And I literally feel like you making that decision to choose yourself, to extricate yourself from these situations, has allowed you to step into a new reality and allowed you to step into your destiny more, because I don't even think you realize how much energy you were giving away to these other people. So many of you were actually just depleting yourself in order to give to these other people, and you thought that was the right thing to do. And I feel like you realize now that Spirit does not want you draining yourself or putting yourself in a really negative environment to make anyone else happy. You are a priority to Spirit just as much as anyone else. I always say that, like, you are not the side character in a movie. You know how there's always like some side character that like doesn't have a name. You don't really know what's going on. Like in a rom-com, maybe she's like the sassy friend that gives advice, but you never really know what's going on with her. Like there's never a scene of her sitting down and talking about like her dating life or what she's going through. She's always just there to give like a quippy one-liner to the main character and be like, you go girl, or be like, dump him, or say something kind of like short and sweet and funny, but you never really know much about her. And let me just tell you, you are not a side character pile. well, yeah, this is not a pile, this is a collective reading, but none of us are side characters, okay? If you're born in this physical reality, you have a special mission, a special task, a special lesson you came to this planet to learn. And I feel like whatever this was, it was almost like holding you back from that. It was almost keeping you away from your power. Because I think, again, you were spending a lot of time on this situation. So this is like a new destiny that you're stepping into by putting these boundaries up. Don't let anyone guilt you about this, because this is exactly what you're supposed to do. And with that Justice card, Spirit is saying this karma is a long time coming. This has been wanting to happen. Spirit has been making this happen for the longest time. And Spirit is so proud of you for stepping away and, like I said, choosing yourself. Let me get into these cards. What messages do we have? Let me quickly shuffle these for pile number, or we're not doing piles this time. Okay, this is just the collective. So what message do we have for the collective, Spirit? What does the collective need to know? Anyone watching this video, people who have been called to this video, what message do you want them to hear, Spirit? The people that have been watching this video: shamanic healer, cleansing, attunement, the healing heart, love, acceptance, romance. Wow. I'm hearing so strongly that the relationships you're letting go of that were lopsided or didn't treat you with respect are actually, they are being cleared out to make room for the kind of relationships that you really deserve. So if you've been single for a while, this is possibly why. A lot of times people who are overgivers, a lot of times they will end up actually blocking those kinds of beautiful relationships from their life. You know, so a lot of times it's like that person that's so sweet. Like, we all probably have a friend that's like so sweet, such a nice person, but they're always in the worst relationships, or they never are dating. You know, they're always single, they're always looking, but they're never actually in a relationship. And they're such an angel, and we can't figure out, like, why is this person single? What the heck is going on? And then on the other hand, you'll know someone who's like so selfish, so self-centered, and their dating life is booked and busy. They have great relationships. But that's because that person is energetically sending a message out to the universe that, like, this is what I want. And when you continuously agree, because it is an agreement, whether you're actually like literally signing a contract, but you're signing an energetic contract. That's what the Justice card talks about. The Justice card is actually ruled by Libra. Libra is the 7th house of relationships, because every time we enter into a relationship, we are signing a contract, whether we realize that or not. And that's why the Justice card and Libra energy rules legal issues, legal matters. Because whether we realize it or not, even that friendship we're into is like a contract. And I know that, like, I used to work in law, and it's funny because in law, everything is about contracts. Everything is about the law. Everything is about the agreement. Everything is about what was in writing. Everything is about what did you sign up for. So it could be the most lopsided, crazy contract someone signed, but if they signed with their signature on the dotted line, then that's what we're going to be holding up in court, right? It could be the most crazy, out of sync, unfair situation, but if they agreed to it, then that's what the courts will uphold. And I feel like that's the message coming for you, is whether you've realized it or not, you have signed up to a lot of lopsided relationships where you're overgiving and overextending yourself for someone else. And maybe this came about, who knows, during childhood, maybe even past lifetimes, but I feel like there's a part of you that always believed you had to overgive or be perfect in order to be worthy to accept love. And you didn't realize by continuously putting yourself last and engaging in those types of relationships, you're actually moving yourself away from love and from being treated well. And if you could actually go into this relaxation energy with this guy who's just chilling, he's not working, he's not trying, he's not doing so much, he's actually just relaxed and chilled and, you know, enjoying his life. And that's the kind of energy you need to be in to attract those relationships. The less you're giving, the less you're doing, the more you're going to get. And I'm not saying you have to, you know, be completely like a taker and never give and never do anything nice for anyone. Of course, be nice back, whatever. But again, I feel like a lot of you guys have been in an overcompensating energy. How can I make this person like me energy? How can I do enough? How can I be enough? How can I, you know, maybe it's even at work. It's like, how can I'll just work harder at work until my boss likes me. I'm going to make them come see me. I know they've always had a weird attitude with me, but you know what? Once they see how hard I've worked, they're going to finally appreciate me. Or once I talk with this friend about all their problems for the fourth time in a row, because every time we meet up, they talk about themselves, they never ask about me. Eventually, they're going to see my value. Eventually, they're going to appreciate me. Eventually, they are going to respect me. And this is about realizing that there's no amount of doing you can do to make someone change their perspective on you. And in fact, they need to be showing up correct from the beginning in order to give you the love you want. So for a lot of you guys, in whatever way this is, if someone is not showing up for you, if someone is treating you last, that's your message. Again, like I said, not everything, like in law, it's all about the spelled out contract. It's all about like, did you sign your name? But also there's other laws that people are subject to that they don't even realize. Like you could break the law and you never signed up for that. You never knew that was a law, but if you broke it, you're still going to jail, right? And by the same token, a lot of times we're in contracts that we don't realize. We're in soul contracts. We may not have signed up of like, yes, I want to have a friend that always takes me for granted, never asks about me. They always call me last minute. I always get a weird judgmental feeling from them. And I really feel like deep down they hate me. And yes, that's exactly the relationship I want. Or I really want a boyfriend who's super unreliable, doesn't text me. I'm not sure if he's out with other girls. He's really sketchy. And he doesn't treat me well. He doesn't do anything for me. That's exactly who I want to date. Or I want a situationship where the guy is just never committing, never down to lock things down or have those tough conversations. And he's always like talking to other girls. That's exactly what I want. Of course, we would never actually say that, but our energy may want that. Our energy is signing on the dotted line, agreeing to the contract, continuing to engage in it. And the more we go along with these people that are treating us like we're a second-class citizen, or treating us like we are an afterthought, treating us like we're not that special, not that important, the more we are telling the universe this is what we want and this is exactly how we want to be treated. So sometimes you have to walk away from these relationships first and even enter into a period of loneliness or hermit mode, or I'm just going to be by myself for a minute, because that is what we have to do to have an energetic reset. And it's better to be alone than engaging in these relationships where someone is not treating us well. I do feel like a lot of you guys who have already walked away from these relationships, Spirit is saying, congratulations. You've really reset a lot of this energy and kind of rewritten the script, like I said. So you may find that now your relationships get a lot better and you have people showing up for you who actually do want to appreciate you, who actually are super excited to have you in their life. And if this is a decision you've been agonizing over, thinking about doing, not sure whether you should do, I definitely feel like Spirit is saying, hey, you need to do this. Also, Spirit is mentioning how valuable, special, and precious your energy in particular is. If you came across this reading, we got the Shamanic Killer card and the Healing Heart card. I feel like there's something so giving, healing about your energy. I do feel like also a lot of light workers in particular have to learn this lesson. A lot of light workers are destined to go through these hard events so they can, empathize with others. Also, a lot of light workers, they intuitively know, they're born knowing that they have a life mission to help heal others, to help share their light with others, to help bring people from their darkness into the light. So they end up seeking out damaged people or selfish people in order to kind of be of service. They don't seek out functional people who are like, no, I'm good. They seek out the need. So they seek out the people who have a need, have an absence or a gap in their life that they can fill. And it's something to be very, very aware of as a light worker, is ways that you can just enter into these dysfunctional relationships because it's almost like a compulsion. It's like, I have to help someone. I know I have helping qualities. I know I have healing qualities. So let me just find some random stranger and kind of imprint on them and suddenly barge into their life and try to help them. And that person may have not even signed up for that. So again, a lack of a message is a message. Someone not texting us, not calling us, not being you know, not wanting to reach out, that is a message. Okay. That is a text, whether we like it or not, that says it all. Or someone who doesn't treat us with respect, doesn't talk to us nicely, is kind of condescending to us. That's a message as well. So we can just take it as that. We don't need to try to wait for that text or hope one day they're going to be nice or wait for them to directly tell us that they don't like us that much. We can take it as like, okay, they didn't text me for the past 6 months. I'm good. Or they didn't text me for the past 2 months, and usually I text them every day. I'm good. You know, so I feel like for you guys, this is about realizing how valuable your energy is and stopping giving it away to people who don't even appreciate it. Let's get into some more tarot for you. Pile number one. What message do we have for pile number one? This is the Ten of Swords. Okay. The Wheel of Fortune card, the Page of Wands reversed, and the Strength card, and the Death card. Wow, so powerful. So yeah, you guys are definitely at an ending of something going on in your life, something probably pretty painful, because the Ten of Swords comes at the end of a lot of suffering that we see throughout these swords deck. So that's the final card, and it is the ending to suffering. Then combined with the Death card, I feel like you guys are really leaving behind some kind of dysfunctional cycle. And the good news is, with the Wheel of Fortune card, that is showing that things are now going in your favor. Once the Wheel of Fortune card is upright, that means things are now heading in a really positive direction. So if things have been really hard or you have been struggling, the good news is that's in the past, and now you guys are headed to a much better trajectory that you're going to be a lot happier about. Also with the Hierophant, again, I feel like there's that message there that you guys are really spiritual. This could be about going deeper into your spirituality, learning to meditate. I also feel like this message is, I'm hearing you need to trust yourself. Like if you knew how psychic you were, if you knew how tuned in you were, if you knew the depth of your spiritual gifts, pile number, or yeah, this is just our general pile, the people who came across this reading, you would be listening to yourself and you would not be second guessing. Also with the Hierophant, I feel like some of you guys were literally high-level healers in past lifetimes. Maybe this shamanic healer guy, maybe you served a role as like a medicine man or a healer or a midwife or someone who had deep spiritual knowledge in past lifetimes. And I feel like right now it's funny because if you knew like what you were doing in your past lifetimes, if you knew how many people listened to you, relied on you, and like hung on every word, you would never be second guessing your intuition ever again. You would get that download and instantly you would be listening and you would be moving ahead with it. So I feel like Spirit is saying you need to use these gifts. And if you're getting a weird vibe from someone, if you feel like this person doesn't appreciate you, if you knew what you were up to in past lifetimes, you would not be tolerating that. It's like if you're the CEO of a company and then someone said, hey, I want to hire you for this job and I'm going to pay you like $5 an hour and you're going to be shouted at by this low-level manager guy. He's going to treat you really bad. You're going to be mopping the floors and we're not going to pay you for overtime. Like the CEO would be laughing in their face. The CEO would be like, are you joking? Why would I ever sign up for this? So that's what's so crazy about some of you guys agreeing to this kind of like nasty treatment, this bad treatment, these people who don't appreciate you. Like you really need to do a reality check on yourself and realize who you are and your power and claim that back and step back into that. With that Strength card, you guys are so powerful. If there has been any doubt about leaving behind this situation and what's going to happen next, and like, how am I going to get through this? Or maybe I needed this person in my life, or if I don't have them, no one's going to appreciate me. No one's going to really like step up to me the same way this person has. No one's going to tolerate me the way they have. Oh my gosh, pile number, oh wow, this is a general pile. Sorry, I'm still a little rusty, still filming my pick a card readings over on Patreon, by the way. So if you like my pick a cards, that's where you can still find them. That's why I keep saying pile, because I have been doing that over on Patreon. But anyway, with the strength card, I'm telling you, this is like a new beginning in such a positive way. Okay. You have been held back in so many ways by these one-sided, lopsided relationships. You've been having your energy drained. It's like you've been fighting with one hand tied behind your back, and you are ready to now do it at full strength. You are now ready to harness all your powers and unleash them to the world. And I do feel like once you do that, you're going to be blown away at how strong and how powerful you are, and how much other people are drawn to you, and how much other people appear in your life who are not just tolerating you or making some space for you in their life, but they are so grateful to have you, and they are going to hang on every word, listen to you, take you seriously, show up for you. It's almost like you have been blocking them from being able to come into your life because you have been keeping up with these like low vibrational people who take you for granted. Imagine if you could have a closet full of like the best highest end designer clothes that looked freaking amazing, and instead you're keeping some rotten old ratty clothes that are like falling apart, covered in mold, really ugly clothes, cheap, originally cheap the first time they were made, they were sold at like Walmart or whatever. You would not be like, oh, sorry, I don't have room for those new designer clothes. I have these old clothes that are like gross and disgusting, but I'm going to keep those. You would never say that. You would be making room, clearing out your wardrobe for those beautiful new clothes. And that's what I'm seeing happening for you guys. Like, you are being allowed or enabled to have these beautiful, wonderful new connections, new relationships. And part of this process is going to be doing that old clean out and making some space, clearing some room so that these new relationships have the energy and the room to actually come into your life, and they're not being blocked from it. Okay. This is such a powerful part of the process. Pile, well, yeah, this is a general pile. You guys are alchemizing so many things. You are making a beautiful space, and I feel like this was a long time coming. So I'm really happy for you guys. I hope this resonated. I hope you enjoyed my general channeling. I wanted to get you guys a message since I am doing a little break over here on YouTube. Like I said, I'm still posting over on my Patreon. So if you're missing my pick a cards, that's where you can go to find them. You can just go to the link down in the timestamps, or I guess the timestamps aren't there anymore, down in my description, to go to my Patreon. But thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you enjoyed this. I might be over here again soon to post a pick a card, although I'm not completely sure when I'll be back to full strength. So keep an eye out for that, and subscribe, give this reading a thumbs up, leave me a comment. All those really help, and I love to hear what you guys think. So let me know if you like this. I'm sending you all my love. Take care, guys. Bye.